final swoop, it became clear to me that I despise you entirely. But the good news is I'm gonna keep you around, and so your lust is just convenient now. Crack open a bottle of red.
Hey guys, Tim here with Geekedupgaming Review Group. We wanted to take a break from doing reviews, and not a very long break, just short enough time to tell you, all of you, thank you. Those of you that follow us on Twitter and Instagram, Pinterest. YouTube has just grown to 55 subscribers, and we really do appreciate that. If we guys didn't have you guys as followers, we probably wouldn't be doing it anymore. So we are glad that we do have people out there that are watching our reviews, especially since there's a lot of guys out there that are producing a lot more stuff than we are, and they're a little bit more up to date. And I've got a lot of games sitting on my shelf that I haven't done reviews for, so we have plenty of materials. We've got 2 games coming from AAG. We just sort of a partnership type deal. It's a here or there, hit or miss type do a review for this game. Maybe not this one, but we are doing Sail to India and Valley of the King, I think is what it's called, or King of the Valley. I'll have to make sure or whatever. But we've been talking back and forth with AAG, so that's kind of a big deal for us. We'll be volunteering the Friday of Gen Con, so that would be the 15th of August. We'll be at the big game night. Thursday night and Saturday night we'll be with Gut Bustin' Games. Little tongue twister there. We hope to see you guys, just come up, do a little meet and greet, tell us who you are or whatever, what to do, and then maybe once we're done with Gut Bustin' Games, we'll do some like Werewolf or something, which is not my go-to game for the hallways, but that seems what everybody's playing, so we'll just jump in and everything. And the next few games that we're going to do reviews for are Marvel's Upper Deck Legendary, and then I have Maximum Throwdown, Are You a Werewolf, Forbidden Island, and Fill the Barn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games we're going to do, and then we also have a couple Kickstarters, one that's getting ready to go on Kickstarter, and then one that's is actually already successful, Shadow Era. They have a booth, and I don't know what their number is for their booth, but we'll be doing a review for Shadow Era. We'll be doing the AEG stuff, and then we have a Kickstarter being sent to us, which is a print and play, which I think is the Shadow Era, and then we're getting 2 decks for let me think of what it is, Factions, and we're going to do a review for Factions. Now, Factions looks really cool. They have a Kickstarter page up right now, so if you guys want to check that out, that looks really awesome. The artwork that I've seen so far is really cool, and it's like a sci-fi game. But I'm gonna go through the games that we're gonna be bringing to you here. Hopefully in just the next week. Hopefully we can have all this filmed and up. Fill the Barn is by a company called Hoopcat Games. They have I want to compare it to a game called Farmageddon, but the aspect of this game, Fill the Barn, is I feel like it's better than Farmageddon. And the reason that it's not very popular is because they printed it themselves and they did everything themselves. This box looks amazing. So hopefully you guys will watch our review in the future of Fill the Barn, and it's a really cool game. It actually teaches you what you can, like when you can harvest something, but it's going to cost you money. It's not going to cost you fertilizer like Farmageddon does. This you're going to have to actually pay money. So it's got like money that looks like Monopoly money, but it's the same colors, but it's a Fill the Barn theme, and it's really cool. Like I wasn't expecting much from it, but it's actually pretty good. And what you do is as you're harvesting, you're filling this barn up, and then once the barn is full, then the game ends. Then that's it. And then, like, if you're the first one to get carrots in there, then you're gonna get like $800. If you're the second, you're gonna get $500. So it's a less amount every time you put it in there. So you have to calculate how much it's gonna spend to plant it, how much it's going to spend to harvest it, and then how much you're going to make out of it to put it in the barn. So it's really, really cool, like, to teach you economy and stuff. And this is great for children to learn, just, like, really early on how to. It says ages 8 and up, which is perfect, probably perfect age for that. 30 minutes, 2 to 4 players, and it's really cool to teach really anyone economy. Like if you're just starting out and you're a teenager and you're just getting ready to start into the real world, and this will give you kind of a teaching of, if you spend this and then you sell it, are you going to get that much out of it? Kind of like teaching you if you're going to go into investment and stuff like that. And maybe that's not a very good example of how I'm explaining it, but you will see in our review in the future. Hopefully here next week, we'll show you guys that. The next one I want to talk about is Forbidden Island. Now what you're doing on there is you're trying to collect all the artifacts before the island floods and then disappears, and tiles start to disappear as you're playing, and you're trying to keep tiles shored up, which is dry. You can throw down sandbags and try to, like, build a barricade and stuff like that, and then you're trading cards back and forth, trying to survive, get the artifacts, and then get off the island, and hopefully you have a pilot. If you don't, then you have to wait for a card to pop up that says you can fly, or however that goes. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And the Are You a Werewolf? I think I would be safe saying this, that everyone that has been to Gen Con has either played it, heard of it, or hates it. Okay, so that's going to cover all 3 categories. You've either played it, heard it, or hate it. And Are You a Werewolf? It's a really fun game if you play with a good group. The only thing I don't like about it is if you're lynched in the very first round, it sucks. And the chances of you hitting a wolf in the very first round is very low. So what you're doing in Are You a Werewolf is you are a villager. Or you may be a werewolf. If you're a villager, you're trying to find out who the werewolves are and kill them off before they kill off the villagers. If you're a villager, you're trying to survive to the end, and basically you get rid of the werewolves. Or I'm sorry, if you're a werewolf, if you're a villager, get rid of the werewolves. If you're a werewolf, you're trying to get rid of the villagers. And there's usually only 3 werewolves per 15 people. I don't remember how big of a group we've actually played, but it depicts on how big your group is how many wolves are in there. We had a friend of ours, he was like, yeah, we tried playing with just 5 people, and just 2, or I think they played 5 people and 1 person was a wolf throughout the group. And I was like, I don't even know if that's gonna work. And they tried it. They were at a graduation party. They tried it, and he came back and he's like, that did not work very well. So we would probably suggest that you do play that in a big group. Now there are other versions. There's Are You a Werewolf? There's the Werewolves of Miller Hollow. There's The Village. If you played one, you've basically played them all. There's some of them that have extra cards and characters, like the Masons and the Cupid and stuff like that. But if you play just the basic stripped down, which is Are You a Werewolf, then you've basically got the fundamentals for everything, and all the other games are just basically the same thing with add-ons. So that's pretty much what Are You a Werewolf is. The other game by AEG is Maximum Throwdown. Now basically in Maximum Throwdown, what you will be doing is you'll actually be moving around the table. This will be a stand-up type of game, a dexterity game, which we love because we really like Rampage, which is a dexterity game that you have to move around the table a lot, and you're kind of getting exercise while you're playing that, and working your lungs because you have to blow pieces away. Maximum Throwdown, you're moving around the table when it's your turn, trying to throw cards on top of other people's cards, trying to gain points, and what are those? The dots are called pips, and basically what you're doing is just trying to basically control the table, and your card has to lay over other people's cards, and then if your card like goes off to the side of the table and just sits out there as an island, it doesn't count. You have to be like on the main pile and stuff. It's kind of a really cool idea. I wasn't a big fan of it. It's not something that we play a lot. Unfortunately, I have 2 copies of this from last year, from the AEG Big Game Night. We got a box, and then a buddy of ours got a box, and he took out what he wanted and gave us the rest. So I have 2 copies of Maximum Throwdown. So, with that said, I would like to try and give away at least one of my copies. So if you guys find us at Gen Con, either on Friday night while we're at AEG, and my backpack's going to be loaded because I'm trying to give stuff away. I've got the King of Tokyo promos, I've got a copy of Maximum Throwdown, I'll have some other stuff in my backpack. I'm probably not going to have any room for my lunch by the time we get to Gen Con because I'll have all these games I'm trying to give away to you guys. And the reason we're trying to do it at Gen Con, to give away these at Gen Con, is because 1, we want to meet you in person. 2, neither one of us will have to pay for shipping and handling to get it out to you and everything like that. 3, if we give you a game, maybe you would want to play with us. Maybe, if we're that cool enough. If you guys think we're cool enough, please ask us to play. We would be more than happy to. So, with that said, if we do have like a big group of people that wants to play with us, which would be super cool, maybe we'll have to go to Are You a Werewolf, because that would be a main thing, and maybe I could moderate it or something. Legendary. So that's those 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Legendary. This is a different type of deck builder that it's really a really good game. The only thing I don't like about it is that the setup versus during gameplay doesn't even out. Your setup and gameplay are way different time frames. The game, let me see if it's got a time frame on here, because if it says, okay, there's no print on the box of what it actually says, or whatever. Oh, here it is. 30 to 60 minutes. That 30 to 60 minutes, 15 minutes of that is probably the setup. It'll probably take you that long to set it up. And if it's your first time playing, you're setting it up, learning the game, and everything else. This is a really good game, but I would probably suggest playing it with somebody that's already learned it, knows how to set it up, and then that way you will be way into the game quicker than we were. Because we usually, when we get a game, we go off of what somebody else has told us, and we buy the game, and then we teach it to ourselves. So that's why sometimes we'll make errors, because we're teaching ourselves. We don't learn it with people, because that's part of the experience. If you can teach yourself and you are flawless, that's part of the experience. That's what will give you a better opinion about the game also. With that said, if you want a different experience on learning a game, and you don't want to go with someone that's already learned it, then by all means, please, go through the rule book and see how well you interpret it and how well it goes for you. There are some games out there that we have trouble with. It's not that we don't know how to play the game, it's just everything coming together, all the mechanics, everything. Pathfinder is a great example. There was plenty of stuff that a lot of people didn't catch right away. I mean, you gotta look at all your cards, what they're doing, what your cards do with those cards, and then all the other trigger effects in the location, scenario, and stuff like that. But yeah. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's somewhere else far away from here. So this is basically this is Marvel, and you are doing deck building. And the characters in this, there may be more than that, but I'm just going to list the ones that are on the box. We've got Wolverine, Hulk, Iron Man. I almost forgot that. I feel so retarded. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, Magneto, and Loki. Basically, you're building a deck, as a deck builder does, and you're getting cards that aren't that great. You're getting cards that are great. The key to this is building a deck around the same character. If you can bring in like all the Wolverine cards, which that's my favorite one to build because he's just, I feel like his cards are really strong together. You're going to get triggering effects, you're going to get ally effects, just like you would in any other deck builder. The thing that I like about this is that you're not just playing against a row of cards in the center and trying to get honor and everything. You're actually building your deck to go against Loki and Magneto, and you have an actual target to kill. It is kind of co-op, but then it's kind of co-op, but you're also competing, because if you kill more copies of Loki, because there's like an actual deck of Lokis, like they're different effects the deeper you get, the harder he gets. So like you kill him off and then he comes back even stronger. It's one of those deals, and I don't know how that works. If I kill somebody off, they're dead. All right, they're dead. They're gonna come back stronger. If anything, they'll come back weaker and a little wounded. But that's how it goes. I don't write these stories, so I don't know where they're getting their ideas. But that's cool. Except for the Hulk. If you keep pounding him, he just get angrier and angrier and angrier. But that's really the only character that I know that hasn't died and came back. He just gets super PO'd, But anyways, so what you're doing is building a deck and then going against these two super villains, and you're also going against their minion armies and everything else at the same time, trying to save pedestrians is what I'm going to call it, because it's some other word and I don't remember. But basically just trying to defeat them and save the city and everything, and you depicting on what part a villain is in will actually give them a special ability, like if they're in the sewer versus in somewhere else, and I don't remember all the locations. I'm sorry. I will do better when we bring you the actual review of the game, and those as well. But those are what we're going to bring to you guys here in the next week, I hope. I hope I can have all of these done in the next week, so we're going to set a goal. If I don't have these games all done in 1 week, the reason will be is because the other games showed up that I had promised to do reviews for, and those will be kind of shuffled in between these games. So we may take a 3-week span depending on when the other ones show up. So definitely excited about bringing reviews of these. We appreciate all of you guys watching our reviews. We know that there's a lot of other reviewers out there, and there's nothing wrong with you watching their videos as well. We appreciate that you support all of us, the community-wise. And yeah, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you. Anna also would like to say thank you, but she's in the other room taking a nap, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do this, and she's been really tired from going to school and stuff. So I'm Tim with Geekedupgaming Review Group, and this is a huge thank you to our fans, followers, subscribers, and emailers. If you guys need to get in contact with us, you can email us at geekedupgaming@yahoo.com. You can tweet us at geekedupgaming and then the number 1. Let me think. Instagram is geekedupgaming. Pinterest is geekedupgaming. You can also find us here on youtube.com/geekedupgaming and the number 1. I think that's about all of our sites. We are now putting our videos on Board Game Geek, which we should have been doing that before, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So Billy Tillman at Mr. Shadestep. You can find him on Twitter at Mr. Shadestep. And yeah, so I'm Tim with Geekedupgaming Review Group, and this is a huge thank you to all of you, and we love all of you. So please come say hello so we can get to know you guys personally. Alright, see you later. I also want to give a huge shout out to some friends of ours out in Texas. You can find their address at youtube.com/JackJack and PackPack. That's JAQ, and PAQ. So JackJack and PackPack, and I probably just spelled it wrong. But you can find them. They're one of the people that we are, or one of the groups that we're subscribed to. It's just a father and son review group. They do some really cool green screening. I'm actually kind of jealous because I don't have the materials to do green screening. Yeah, so make sure you check them out as well. They are a huge reason why we also keep doing this. They have helped us with some tips and tricks on how to do some editing stuff a little bit quicker. And yeah, so check out Jack and Pack on YouTube. That would be the Gamer's Den. They have some videos up. They just did an unboxing of trains. So you can check that out along with our full review of, which I hope they do a full review of how to play and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's about it. So I'm Tim with Geekedupgaming Review Group, and this is a huge shout out to all of you guys that keep us going and keep going and going and going and going and bringing you guys reviews. So make sure you follow us pretty much everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, here, YouTube, subscribe, everywhere. Alright, so we'll see you guys later.
In one fell swoop it became clear to me that I despise you entirely. But the good news is I'm gonna keep you around.